This is CBS 47 Eyewitness News.
New at 6, the latest on the Reedley Biolab investigation. Today in Washington, D.C., the Select Committee on China's Communist Party shared their findings on the illegal lab. The CDC and the U.S. government both now say that the lab did pose a danger to the general public, despite their initial findings earlier this year saying it did not. CBS 47's Esteban Reynoso joins us live in studio with the committee's findings. Esteban.
Catherine, the committee met with a biosecurity expert and officials from the city of Reedley to get their perspective. Now that the government has responded to the committee and shared its findings, there is push to try and stop any private or illegal labs like the one found in Reedley from ever happening again. In a 43-page report, the U.S. government now says the lab, quote, had the potential to pose a severe threat to public health and safety. These are words Nicole Ziba, the city manager of Reedley, has been wanting to hear for quite some time.
We feel validated in Reedley that people are paying attention to this really important issue.
She says when city officials tried to sound the alarm to the CDC back in April, the agency ignored them.
We were knocking on doors, quite literally picking up the phone, having the CDC hang up on us. So I'm glad that the CDC's response to us was a big part of today's hearing, because that needs to change.
Ziba and code enforcement officials shared their frustrations dealing with the lab in their city. In the report, the CDC acknowledges the disease found in the lab are risk 3 and risk 2 group diseases. But because some of the vials inside the lab did not have labels, the CDC did not test them. In the report, they found that it is not illegal for the CDC to test these vials.
And we had been trying to get the attention of the federal government for quite a while.
Now the committee is gearing towards preventing anything like the Reedley Biolab from popping up again. Congressman Jim Costa, who oversees the Reedley area, says having the government's attention is getting closer to reality.
Work together with the appropriate federal agencies to establish a protocol, make sure that we learn the lessons from private lab that potentially could have created great harm.
More than 20 diseases were found inside the lab, ranging from COVID and HIV to Ebola and hepatitis. Over 1,000 mice that were bred to carry deadly diseases like COVID-19 were also found inside. Now the committee is pushing to create legislation that changes the ways private labs operate.
What Reedley will ultimately be known for when all this is said and done is making the entire country safer.
At the end of the report, the committee says, quote, this investigation revealed profound gaps in our nation's defenses, and goes on to say it presents a grave national security risk. Now, the next step is for the agencies of the government to look over the report and decide what to do with it next. We'll continue to stay on top of this investigation. You can track it all on our website, yourcentralvalley.com. Live in the studio, Esteban Reynoso, CBS 47 Eyewitness News.